Hello, listeners, and welcome to Echoes from the Road, a podcast about music, moments, and everything in between, from the first note to the lot after. My name is Annabella,
Hey, I'm Kristen.
and today is our first episode, and we're going to be talking about our first concerts. So, I think before we sort of dive into the subject, maybe let's share a little bit about ourselves and what this podcast is going to be about. So, this is my Aunt Kristen, and we just both share a love for music.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get upset and sad when I think about all the shows that I went to when I was younger. That Belle, you would have loved it.
I know. I
You
know.
know, and then by the same token, you go to a lot of shows now that I don't go to. So it's like, it'd be cool to talk about our experiences in music, and
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I'm
Yep.
excited to hear all the stories because I also think the concert going experience has just changed so much. It's different. And so I think there's a part of it where the community's still the same, but things have changed. So I'm excited to hear about what it was like for you and get to tell you about what it's like for me.
Yeah, nice. All
Yeah.
right. Well, do you wanna go first?
I guess so. So first concert, this was kind of tough for me to think about because there's like the first concert that I went to with my sisters and my mom, and it was the Jonas Brothers, and it was in New Jersey, and I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I don't even remember it. Or there's the one that was like my first memorable concert, and I think I'm going to talk more about that. And no shade on the Jonas Brothers. I'm sure they did a great job that night, but it didn't leave too much of a mark on me. And so my first real memorable concert was the Doobie Brothers, and it was at the
Ooh,
Oregon Zoo. And my parents got me tickets for my birthday. The three of us went, and it was just a beautiful summer day. It was a great show. Yeah, Doobie Brothers.
that would have been amazing to see them there at the zoo. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that
Did they play
awesome?
near,
So
like, the
random.
lions? Did they play near any particular animals, or was it in
Yeah, they
a
have
like, a big
they have this huge amphitheater, and at the back of it is the whole elephant sanctuary. So we're sitting in like lawn chairs right next to a bunch of elephants, and then the Dewey Brothers just like
It's
in front of
awesome.
us. It's nuts. But yeah, there's nothing quite like an Oregon summer, so it was beautiful. And it's small too. It's not a
Wow,
huge venue.
that's so nice. And, did
Yeah.
anybody open for them?
Somebody probably did. Honestly, I don't remember. I remember like
Yeah,
so listen to the music and China Grove, they were like staple childhood songs for me. And so that's why this was
nice.
like a big concert. It was like, oh my God, these are songs that I am obsessed with that I've been listening to. They were on like our car CD, like when we were kids. It was just, I don't know. I just remember getting so excited to hear those songs. And I didn't know that much else by the Doobie Brothers at that time, but being like probably 13 years old and knowing two Doobie Brothers songs is still pretty solid.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I saw them at Red Rocks. They I couldn't believe they weren't headlining, but Chicago was headlining. So they opened
Oh,
for
yeah.
Chicago. And I just love them. They're such good performers. They still sounded amazing. I don't
Yeah.
know how many years ago that was. It might have been 10 years ago, but yeah, they are a fun band.
That's a great show.
I
Doobie
love
Brothers in Chicago? That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you didn't have Peter Cetera with Chicago, you didn't have Mike McDonald, it
Mhm.
wasn't like all of them, but yeah, it was still really good. It was still
Yeah.
really good. Wow,
Nice.
that's a good one. I'm
Right?
you know,
So
I'm really yeah, I'm, like, struggling with the one I wanna do. I mean, my first one, I think my absolute first one, I was, like, 10 years old, and it was Shaun Cassidy. My My brother Jeff took me to see Shaun Cassidy, and I don't remember anything about the show.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
I vaguely remember, but it was the
Mhm.
Born Late tour. It was the Born Late tour. But, like, aside from the concert, like, my brother, who's, I don't know, teenager, took his little kid sister to a show. Like,
That's sweet.
that's an amazing brother right there. you know? Um, and then in '78, I went to Bad Company, but it
Nice.
was yeah, my brother and sister and my uncle Brad had tickets, and they had an extra ticket, and I remember my dad forcing my brother to take me. So, like, my sister was yeah, she was not happy that I was going, but I do remember bits and pieces of that show.
That's
You
so
know,
funny.
I remember a lot of complaining in the car that I was there, but then at the show, I remember it was at the Spectrum, and we were, like, in one of the last rows at the top
Mhm.
nosebleed section. I do remember that, and I remember my uncle, uh, smoking pot, and I was like, "Oh my god." You know? Um,
How old do you think
but
you were for that one?
well, it was 70 I do know it was 78, so I was 10
Okay.
because I was born in 68, yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, I don't really remember any of the music for the first
Yeah.
one. I mean, being that young and everything, I had a shirt for years and years. I don't even know what
Yeah.
happened to that shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bad Company, that's a good concert though. That's a crazy pull.
Yeah.
That's a show I'd like to see,
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what happened to them.
right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, I guess my first follow-up question is, I mean, I know it did for me. Did you get that bug, the itch to just keep going to live music right then and there? Did you feel it? You were like, I want more of this environment. For me, it was like that first concert set off a fire. I was like, this is what I got to keep doing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really good way of describing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just needing music to kind of take you away when you need to be taken away, you
Mhm.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, and something about for me it's like the environment, like it's surround sound. You're totally immersed in it. And then, the light's different. You step into a whole new bubble. You're separate from, daily life and you're surrounded by people who are all sharing the same interest as you and you could scream at the top of your lungs. Like it's just such a I don't know. It's a special place to be and I remember feeling it at those early shows even when I was a kid being like, yeah, this is a good part of life.
Now, did you remind me what instrument you picked up an instrument as a kid, didn't you?
I played the trumpet for a long time, for a
Okay.
really long time and then I mean my family, we all were in sort of our own little band for a bit and I played the electric bass as well, but I was like a a jazz trumpeter and classical trumpeter
Wow.
for like 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, if did you have some sort of the same kind of connection with the instrument, or is it more with the music?
I think both. I did really like the trumpet. I have just such a split brain in terms of like my creative and my analytical sides. And I think music is like a really cool way of combining them because I love
Yeah,
finding like patterns in drums or reading sheet music like that. It clicks for me and I'm good at understanding music that way. But it's also I could totally shut that part of my brain off and just let it flow. So it's fun. I get to
right.
exercise both those sides. So I think playing in like a formal band was much like the structured side of music for me. And then going to a rock concert was like the exact opposite. So I think I enjoyed having music fit both parts of me in that way.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, I mean, I played guitar, um, at our school mass services.
Hmm.
So, I played guitar there, and I did play piano, and then I remember in high school, I got into keyboards. So, I
Nice.
rented keyboards, and I was, like, really into, like, Thomas Dolby and Howard Jones, and yeah, I was did keyboards for a while, and now I'm back at guitar, but it's yeah, the music, I mean and even, like, the concerts now, how expensive and crazy
Yeah.
how expensive everything is, so I had decided, like, last year, most of the shows I went to were all local bands.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
I did do some headliners, but a lot of them were local bands, like, I love supporting the locals.
It's a great way to discover new music as well. While I was in Colorado actually, we went and saw a local band and they had just released an album, and so they were playing only songs from their album, and I got so into it. I added the whole album, and otherwise I would have literally never heard of them. But yeah, it's a great way to find out who's out there.
Yeah. Yep, and there's so many Dead cover bands in Colorado. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's
Yeah,
so many. There's so many, and I just saw a couple weeks ago, this new band, Dead Panic, that's Grateful Dead and Widespread Panic.
nice.
Yeah, they played for the first time a couple weeks ago, sold out venue.
Nice.
Yeah, the venue only holds, like, 200 people. I
Yeah.
mean, it's small, but, um, yeah, and the music scene here is really good.
Nice. I think I'm seeing a Dead cover band this weekend, if not
Oh, yeah?
next. There's one in downtown Portland. And I heard about this show on this ski lift. This woman had a Steely on her ski. I said, "That is dope." And then she gave me a sticker and she said, "Are you going to the show in a couple weeks?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I never hear of any cover shows in Portland."
Oh,
And she was like, "You gotta come." So, yeah, I'm excited.
alright, well, who is it? You
I
gotta
don't know. I think they're Portland, they're local, but I know we have tickets. I just don't remember what the name was.
yeah, I'm just curious
I
because
think
it's
it's at
just
the
a
Crystal
it's
Ballroom.
at the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah, if that helps.
Let's see, Crystal Ballroom, Garcia Birthday Band.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
I think so. That's this
Yeah,
weekend.
Crystal Ballroom. It looks like they play there. That's cool.
Yeah, the 7th. Is that Friday? Saturday?
That's Saturday. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a really cool venue too. The floor like bounces. It's a super old. You're on the second floor and it's all wooden and it bows. It's kind of
What?
nuts. Yeah. I saw Steely Dead there not that long ago, which was
Oh,
actually
nice.
that was a really fun show. They're great.
What did you think of that video that I sent you of my friend singing?
They are so good. I literally I watched it like 3 times. They're so talented. The band was great too, and yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, they're called Breadbox. I would love to see if she would come on
Yeah.
and talk. Well, Miranda, I know Miranda. I'm not as good of friends with Heather, but yeah, I would love it if she would come on because she always says, "Oh, we geek out and harmonize." Like they're really into it. But,
That's awesome.
but a lot of other like David Abear had hired them to play with him. Um, I felt like they played with JGB.
Wow.
Yeah, so they like, they get around. It's
Do they
pretty
travel
cool.
or they stay in Colorado?
Uh, they stay pretty much in Colorado. I haven't seen them go out of state, but yeah, one festival, they're doing a festival this summer. I think that's in Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should totally have her on. I would love to pick her brain
Yeah.
and maybe hear her sing. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I know. She's got some pipes on her for
Yeah.
sure. Awesome. Wow. Um, okay. I don't know, man. Like I was saying, my first show, I need to come up with a better a better memory of a concert other than Sean Cassidy.
I mean, mine was Jonas Brothers, so it's just the
Yeah,
truth of being, a kid going to see live music. That's how it's gonna
yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah,
But
that's
that's
true.
such a sweet story about the bed or that Uncle Jeff brought you. That's awesome.
I
And
know.
truly, giving concert tickets is the best gift because you get to go too. I caught on to that and I started giving my sisters concert tickets for so many birthdays. And I'd say, "Hey, there's 2 tickets. Somebody was quite generous. Maybe you should bring her."
Right, right. Or you just put one ticket in for the gift.
Yeah, that too.
You're the other part of the gift.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's funny. Man. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like after like in the early 80s, I started getting into like Kiss,
Nice.
like some of the metal bands and Dio and yeah, I went off the rails a little bit with that, but then circled back and started doing like more punk rock and then saw the Dead my first show was '89, so it was just like a mix of a bunch of stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
saw the monkeys. That was cool.
that is cool.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah,
I
date
saw Kiss a couple years ago with my dad. That's just like a fun concert to light it up.
I can't but and Ace Frehley was with them? Was he still
Uh,
alive?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
This was more
Yeah.
recent. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer. I feel like January was like a horrible month.
I
Like
know.
Bobby died, like Catherine O'Hara died.
That was I mean, both of those deaths were so like blindsided because Catherine
Yeah.
O'Hara also she's been in shows recently. Like she's
Yeah.
been out doing things. And
Yeah.
so that was such a shocking thing to see on the news. Same with Bobby. He just performed like he seemed healthy. He's like, yeah, no, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't digging January. I'm glad that month's over.
Yeah. Did you did you catch the Grammys at all? It was this past Sunday.
Mm-mm.
They did, they always do the in memoriam part, and John Mayer recorded something, and they showed a bunch of nice pictures of Bobby, and they gave him
Oh.
his own little time. And I think John probably pulled from the speech he gave at the ceremony in Golden Gate Park.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, it was really beautiful. He got some time to be honored, and then they did an Ozzy Osbourne tribute as well.
God, that's right.
Yeah,
All these people dying.
yeah.
Forgot about Ozzy.
I know. I know.
Wow.
That's why I am kind of glad I in high school I went on a tear going to concerts. Whoever showed up to Portland, I went and saw. And honestly, thank God, because all of my favorite musicians, when I'm like I'm not going to have them much longer, That's just the truth. I listened to music from 50 years ago, so
Right.
gotta soak it in while it's here.
You're an old soul.
Yep.
You
Which
are.
has
You're definitely an old
many
soul.
benefits, but one con is definitely that I'm not gonna be able to go to the live shows that I want to go to my whole life.
Right. Yeah. You need to see have you ever well, you've probably seen him, Paul McCartney?
I did actually, yes. So I saw him in
Yeah.
Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
I just remember, like, just staring up, watching him and being like, "Okay, this is fucking royalty right here.
Yeah,
Th
yeah.
this is music royalty."
No, literally. You sit there and you're
Yeah.
like, that's Paul McCartney. Like that's a Beatle.
Yeah.
Who let me in this close of proximity to him? Like he's an untouchable. It's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Yep, yep, and then even his band, like, I didn't know anything about his band. They're all super talented, and they've all been playing together for forever,
Yeah,
decades,
yeah.
you know?
No, and
Yeah, that
and
was
he put on an amazing concert as well. Sounds fantastic. And then did he do this at the show you went to where he had the video of John Lennon behind and he like sang with
yeah.
yeah, that was really great to see.
Oh my god, I cried.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, they're, like, singing together, but they're not,"
Mhm.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that was
that one is
intense.
that's hard to top Paul McCartney.
Yeah, like, another I think one of my favorite shows was in Jersey. It was Natalie Merchant opening for Sting. Sting did the Mercury Falling tour,
Hmm.
and Natalie wasn't with 10,000 Maniacs, she was on her own. But
Yeah.
I just remember I was just floating a little higher that night, like, it was incredible,
Yeah.
you know?
Shows like that I love that feeling. There's sometimes you'll go to a concert and it starts and you're like, this is something special tonight.
Yeah. What concert was that for you?
I've had a couple and they're random. They're like totally random. I keep a list of all the concerts I've been to because I'm a list person. But you know who I really loved is Steely Dan.
Mm,
I went with my mom. We were in the middle of nowhere, California. She came down to Davis to visit me and we drove probably 2 hours into the middle of like the fields. It was brown hills all around, but it was beautiful, super hot out, and they just played a incredible set. Oh my god, it was so good. And then we had a 2-hour drive back. We just kept listening to Steely Dan the whole time.
oh,
That showed it surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was,
yeah.
but that was really good.
I saw Donald Fagen once,
Mhm.
not with Steely Dan, but on his own
Yeah.
with Uncle Jeff in Jersey.
How
Yeah.
was it?
It was good. Well, we had seats, like we had, like, 6th row. We were, like, right in front of the piano, so
Yeah.
it was good seats.
Yeah, that's a good way
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, Steely Dan, yeah.
Steely Dan was pretty awesome. I saw at Jazz Fest a couple years ago, Neil Young was there, and that was pretty awesome. He's like a big one
Mm,
on my list of like I want to soak up as much of him as I can
yeah.
while he's still touring just cuz I love his music so much. He has such a unique voice and such a unique story and yeah, he
I
puts on a
love
good show.
I love that him and Daryl Hannah have been together for, like, forever.
Yeah.
You know, they're like they've been together for a long time.
Yeah. No, he's an interesting guy. He's a weirdo. That's for sure.
Aren't we all?
I know, exactly. But no, that was like I felt gobsmacked when he came out on stage. I was like, "My God, holy shit, it's Neil Young." I was like he's standing right there. Like that it's unbelievable to me.
Wow. Yeah, I never saw Neil Young. I would have loved
He
to have seen him.
he did a whole summer tour, I think like 2 years ago. I bet he still might go out on tour.
I feel like
I
he has
really
a
think he
house in
does.
Colorado somewhere.
I would totally believe that.
I feel like he does. I
He
feel like
should.
he's way far south, but yeah. Yeah. Have you ever met any famous musicians?
Nope. The I guess I met one musician. I don't know how famous he is. To me, I like him a lot. I met Mark Broussard. I was with Uncle Jeff, and he's a really great artist from New Orleans. And I think Uncle Jeff and all the my cousins, Jake, Robbie, and Spencer, they fell in love with Mark Broussard being down in New Orleans for school. And so one of them had mentioned him to me before, so I started listening to his music, and we went and saw him play in New Jersey. And Uncle Jeff doing what he does got like a meet and greet thing. So we got to go up and shake his hand and take a picture with him, and that was pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
hmm But I don't know about like famous artist. He's pretty talented, but it's like a tiny venue in Cape May, so
Right. But
yeah.
still, that's cool.
Still, it was super cool. What about you?
Yeah. I met Trey and Mike in
That's cool.
Merriweather. Yep.
hmm
In Merriweather, was it? It's like early 2000s. But my friends Kevin and Lori um were friends with the band manager Brad at the time. And like they would get all these great seats. I mean, and then backstage passes.
Yeah.
I talked for probably 30 seconds with Trey. I talked a little longer with Mike, but, um, yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
It was literally, like, after the show to the left of the stage in a grassy area, they just rolled a keg out there and roped it off, and they just came out and hung out. That was kind of what the backstage thing was.
That's like the perfect way to do it, though.
Yeah, yeah, but I was so nervous. I didn't wanna bother them, and I'm like, "You know
Right.
what? But I gotta say something. These guys are incredible. I've spent all this money seeing them," you know?
Right.
But I one thing I vividly remember is Mike was wearing white jeans, like white Levi jeans, bright
Okay.
white, like they lit up the sky. They were so white. They were so white. No, it felt so strange because it was like an outdoor venue and the side was dirty and I don't know.
That is peculiar,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I really think I met Howard Jones. He came to Summit Hall, but that was like an after performance thing where he signed something
Oh,
and
cool.
I met Joan Osborne recently, a couple months ago.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really it, I think, for the headliners, the biggies.
It's a pretty solid list. You know who I forgot about, who I actually did meet, also in Colorado, actually, is Atlanta Rhythm Section.
My god.
It was the most random. Oh my God. It was on my birthday. It was on my
What?
birthday. Kate, my best friend, she was going looking to see if there's any live music that night. She was like, "Holy shit, Atlanta Rhythm Section is here tonight." And I was like, "Girl, what?" So we went. There was nobody there. I felt horrible. It was like the floor was dead empty, but her and I were like smack in the middle dancing and singing, and I had a like it's my birthday crown on. And
Nice.
so I don't think I could even name for you any of the members of Atlanta Rhythm Section, but the lead singer, he pointed at me and he like talked to me while he was on stage, and we like were going
Nice.
back and forth, and then
That's
afterwards
awesome.
they were all outside and I got to meet all of them and they all signed a t-shirt for me. But yeah, it
Oh
was
my
that was
gosh,
quite
that's
silly.
awesome, Belle.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like so random.
Atlantic Rhythm Section. That is so random.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. What's the last concert you saw?
Huh. I have to consult my list.
Ugh.
I went actually, you know what? It was the Wallflowers.
Cool.
The Wallflowers. Do you know them? With yeah, with Jacob Dylan.
Dylan and
Yeah.
uh what's his name used to.
I don't know. But that was a really good show. That was a like small venue as well, and I love Jacob Dylan. He's so unique, and I he did that documentary like a couple years ago, Echoes in the Canyon, which is my like that is such a rewatchable movie for me. I have seen it over 10 times. I think it's such a good documentary, and the album that they released from it is also so incredible. If I could plug one thing to anybody who ever listens to this podcast, it is to check out Echoes in the Canyon because it is
All right.
so good.
I've never seen it. So
You have to watch it and look it up on like on Spotify or Apple Music. The basically he collabs with a bunch of different indie artists to not rewrite but perform like cover all of these old songs from Laurel Canyon, and it is incredible. So I was pretty starstruck seeing him on stage.
okay. I am gonna check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I was trying to think. I think well, my last show was last Saturday or
Yeah.
Friday. I think it was Friday. I went and saw Kyle Hollinsworth, who's the keyboardist for String Cheese Incident,
Oh, cool.
and Breadbox. They're a local Colorado JGB cover band, opened for him. So I went and saw him, and then well, Friday I'm going to Shakedown, which will be fun. They always
Nice.
do free shows in Boulder. Yeah, so it's a free show, so that's nice.
Very nice. Do you know where it is?
The Boulder Theater.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You know, if Kate ever wanted to come to go to a show, and she's always welcome to spend the night.
Yeah, I'll let her know. I She came to one of the Dead and Company shows in San Francisco, and I think she enjoyed it. I don't know if she's a big Deadhead. I think she's listened to them when I had them on, but I think she enjoyed it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can rope her into to giving it another try.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're and the more you know, listen to that music and get to know the songs, the more fun it is, but,
Exactly.
I like the vibe, the crowd, there's the Colorado dead scene it's actually pretty small.
Mhm.
I see the same people at all the shows. Like
That's kind of nice though.
This guy Patrick is always on the rail, and any pictures that the band takes, they stand on stage and do a picture with the crowd behind him.
Mhm.
Patrick's always in the crowd. He's
That's
always
kind of
like,
fun.
yeah, he's like 6'6".
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well,
Okay.
we've been
Well,
going for 35 minutes.
we have. I'm really proud of us.
Me
Maybe
too.
let's throw in our little recurring segment. I was thinking about this earlier today. Did you bring a song to share with me?
Just a song that like my favorite song or
Just a
any
song
song?
you've been thinking about this week, something that's at the top of your list. I can go first cuz I listened to this in the car and I was like I totally want to
Okay.
tell Aunt Kristen to listen to this song. You
Oh,
definitely know this song,
okay.
but it's Dixie Chicken by Little Feat.
Oh, yeah.
I've had that on repeat for the past like 2 weeks, and I was like, that's for me, that is my top song right now.
Dixie Chicken, really? I've seen them a lot.
Really?
I used to see oh, yeah. I used to see them all the time. They would come to, the Tower Theater. I feel like they would always play at the Tower Theater in Philly.
They're gonna be at Jazz Fest this year, and I'm so excited. I do love Little Feat, and oh my god, I think it's gonna be nuts.
Okay, so my song for you, I don't know why, but this song has like just been lifting me up lately. Um, it's called Weezer, Island in the Sun.
Great song.
I don't
That
know
is a good
why,
song.
but it's like lately if I really just want to, if I need a pick me up, it's my pick me up song.
It works every time. That is a good pick me up song. I'm
Yeah,
gonna listen to that tonight. That's a good one.
yeah.
We should
All
we
right.
should make a
I'll
playlist
listen
with
to
these
Dixie
songs that we
Chicken.
share. I'll do that. I'm gonna put together a
That's a good
playlist.
idea.
Yeah, and then I'll share it with you, and yeah, wait, that would be so fun.
Okay. All right, that's a good idea. That's a
Very
good
nice.
idea. So what are we going to talk about next week? What do you think?
Next week, I think we're gonna hone in on having a guest, and I think that'll be pretty fun. And depending on who our guest ends up being, maybe we dive into one artist or one genre. If not, if we have a guest who's a lover of all music and wants to keep it out in the open, we could pick a topic. We could talk about an album. I don't know. I think it'll come to fruition.
Yeah, I think kind of what happens is it's good to have a topic to start on, but then once you feel like you've talked enough about it, then you need to move on. And then all of a sudden you're going down the rabbit hole with other
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, but I guess to listeners that might give you a little taste of where our mind's at with what direction we want to take this podcast in. Is we'll provide a little structure, but really we're just along for the ride. We want to chit chat about the music we love and why we love it, and bring our friends in to join. So that's what you're gonna get.
Nice.
Yep,
I think that's pretty awesome.
I agree, and I think we killed it today.
I think so too.
I'm pretty excited
I
about
think so
this.
too. Yeah, me too. All right. Well, I guess we'll be signing off now. I guess
Yep.
see you
See you next time.